The laundry chute only goes down a few feet before you're ejected out towards a blank pavement. You try to turn your body to prevent your skull from cracking on the ground below, saving your head from the impact, but your left arm and ribs take the brunt of the force as you slam into the concrete with a thud. A throbbing pain surges through your body, and you feel like every bone in your arm has shattered. Pulling yourself up, you look around for the girl. She'd gone down feet first, but seems to have been just fine. Must have augmentation in those legs of hers, you think. Huddled over by a dumpster, she crouches with her knees drawn up into her chest. You limp over to her and tell her to get up. You have to get moving before they come out and find you. But she refuses to budge. A wave of frustration mixes with the agony you're feeling from the fall. You tell the girl she can stay here and let those FPA thugs finish what their commanding officer started, or she can come with you. Either way, you're leaving. The girl looks at you with the same terror-stricken gaze she wore earlier. No, she's not looking at you. She's looking at the gun. You realize that you're pointing it directly at her. You toss the weapon aside and extend your right hand instead, telling her you'll make sure she's safe. The two of you just have to go now. She looks up at you for a moment before standing. The two of you dart off into an alleyway and start making your way into the neon-drenched night. Winding your way through the alleys, you still haven't heard the sound of the officers. That's good, but your arm is stinging with pain and you feel like you might pass out. You take a break after a couple of minutes to catch your breath. You try to suppress an agonizing yell, but the effort makes you vomit, further coloring your cream blouse. Didn't like this outfit anyway, you think. As you dry heave, you feel the grip of the girl's hand on your wrist as she wrenches on your arm. You can't hold back the scream this time, and you turn to take a swing at her. "It's your shoulder," she says, raising her hands to shield her face from the coming blow. "You dislocated it." You hold back from your retaliation and try your arm. It still stings, but not quite as bad, and you can move it more freely now. "Thanks. Just warn me next time before you do something like that again." She smiles for the first time, but her eyes still have a look of terror in them. "Why are they after you?" she asks. "I have an idea, but that's none of your concern. Look, you're better off splitting from me. Those officers aren't after you, and you'll probably just drag me down anyways." "Come to my place," she says, a bit of pleading in her voice. "I'm only a few blocks away." You want to refuse, but thinking about it, the idea makes sense. You can't go home, and these officers will probably have your associates listed for raids as well. The sound of a siren from an FPA car just a couple of streets over helps you make up your mind. You agree, and the girl tells you to follow her. Several minutes later, the two of you arrive at her apartment building. She tells you to wait inside the lobby while she heads upstairs. A few minutes later, she returns and tells you to come along. Entering the apartment, the place smells of incense. The walls are littered with movie posters, and bright-colored sheer fabric hangs from the ceiling in places to create a sense of partition to the small one-room space. She moves some clothes off the edge of the bed and tells you to have a seat while she hops in the shower. You hesitate at first, but once the spray from the faucet starts to run, you make your way through the colored barriers to the bed. Sitting down, a sharp pain shoots through your left side and it's hard to breathe. "So why is the FPA after you?" she says after a few minutes above the sounds of the running water. Steam from the shower starts to flood the main room, creating a sticky humidity with the incense that is floating around the place. "I'm not sure why," you say with an aching gasp. Taking a deep breath, you finish the explanation. "I'm sure who brought them, though." "Who?" "It doesn't matter. I need to make a call. Can I use your cuff?" A few minutes later, the water shuts off and the girl emerges, her hair and body wrapped in towels, skin still glistening. Her makeup is gone. You can see a couple of scars on her left cheek as she extends her arm towards you. "You break your cuff in the fall?" she asks. "No, but I don't think using it would be wise. I have a scrambler embedded so they can't track me, but they'll certainly target anyone I call from it." "Go ahead." Sorry, my model hasn't been updated in a couple of years. She says this, noticing your face, trying to navigate the older menu. You request a call to Mara, and while it rings, you ask the girl her name. Sabine. Do you work around here long? A couple of years. Came from the southern region of the IFZ. You hold up your hand as you hear Mara's voice come over the cuff. Hello? Thanks a lot for sending someone with a FPA tail. Kira? Why did you send someone with a tail, Mara? Silence at first, and then you hear some muffled talking. Who are you talking with? Yanine says she didn't know there was a tail. So she's with you. Hope you like getting raided. You hear some movement, and then she responds. She didn't bring a tail with her here. They must have focused on you. Well, that's great for me, isn't it? I swear I didn't know, Kira. Don't give me that, Mara. You sent someone with a request for me to go back 500 years to rescue a kidnapped person, and you didn't think someone would be looking into that? She didn't mention the details to me, she responds, but her voice doesn't convince you. Be straight with me. I mean, I'm a public enemy right now, and once they raid my apartment, they're going to find what little equipment I've been able to get back since the last time. That'll be fun to explain once they find me. So you're not at your apartment? Of course not. Unlike you, I don't make stupid decisions. Give me your location and we'll be right over. Forget that. I'm already in enough trouble, and your little friend is going to get you in hot water pretty soon, too, if you don't cut her loose. Just send me your location and give me a chance to explain. Like you said, you're already in plenty of trouble. What harm is it just to hear me out? I don't know, you say sarcastically. I've already got some cracked ribs and a messed up shoulder. Seems like I've had enough pain for one evening. I'll bring you some osteo injections. You pause for a moment, feeling the aches in your side. Bring dinner, too. They killed my pizza guy. You hang up and send your location. Thanks, Sabine, you say, looking up at her, noticing her eyes have finally lost their terror. I hate inviting friends. Well, they're not friends to your place. It's okay. More interesting than anything I've got going on. She offers you a drink and asks you what you do. I help people fix problems in their timeline. Something like a bad financial decision, boyfriend or girlfriend they wish they hadn't broken up with, maybe wish they hadn't met, lost valuables, simple stuff. Usually I don't go back more than 10 years now. Time travel, she says, sitting down beside you. How do you have the ability to do that? I used to work for the Historical Time Travel Commission. I was an archivist. Got burnt out some years ago and left. Took a few tools with me when nobody was looking and started this little operation. It's over now, though. All that equipment is either being destroyed or confiscated as we speak. So what will you do? She asks, drawing closer to you. I have no clue. Probably take this case. It's the only way to make enough money to get out of this town and start over. Your ribs throb, and Sabine offers to help you take off your jacket. You acquiesce, and she gently eases your arms out of the thin, half-waisted coat. Let me look at your side, she says, already pulling at your filthy blouse, but you hop up from the bed, a move you immediately regret as the shooting pain from the sudden jump brings you to your knees. Sabine hurries to you and helps you back to the bed. I'm sorry, she says, looking at you hesitantly. It's no problem, you tell her, and for the first time you can see her eyes clearly, similar to Yanine's. There's a softness in them that Janine didn't possess, though. Your hair is a mess, she says with a slight smile. Can I at least fix that? Please don't, you say, embarrassed by the way you look and feel. I understand, she says in a muted, somber tone, picking up some clothes from the floor. I better go get dressed then, and she heads off to the bathroom again. So how do you get paid? She asks, the door slightly ajar. What do you mean? You notice the towel drop and turn to face the wall. If you fix the problem they had, doesn't that eliminate the need for you in the first place? Time is funny about alterations. It has to ensure that any irrelevant change becomes permanent. So it puts something in the person I help, an idea. It draws them to me. and they are compelled to pay me for my services at the same time we previously met. Time then intuits to me all that I did, and I go through with the mission just like before. Sabine emerges in a purple spaghetti strap sundress that doesn't quite make it halfway to her knees. You see further scars on her arms and legs you hadn't noticed before, but you don't want to ask about them. You talk as though time is alive, Sabine says. It is. You get out before a pounding on the apartment door startles the two of you. Your pulse accelerates and you feel the shooting pain in your side intensify. No way you're getting away this time.